Diegans and people nationwide honor fallen heroes on this Memorial Day. We'll take you around the county to today's ceremonies.
We'll bring you to the Memorial Day event in National City, where every single military gravestone over 40 acres has an American flag.
And this Memorial Day, a hero's tribute for Marcella's dad.
May Gray at the beach this Memorial Day, but few complaints. Why visitors and locals say they're okay with our weather.
Memorial Day means grilling with Styles and a grilled hero sub.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
In San Diego and across America, people are paying tribute to the men and women who gave their lives to protect our freedom. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. As we remember why we celebrate Memorial Day, many people were also able to enjoy time with families and loved ones today. And the cooler, overcast weather didn't stop people from heading to our local beaches.
CBS 8's Steve Price is live in Pacific Beach and starts our coverage tonight. Steve?
And Carlo, Marcel, you guys talk about this being a day to spend with family and friends. Take a look at what we see going on down at the beach right now. A family together having some photographs taken over there by the water. Yeah, even with these overcast conditions, people are refusing to let the May Gray ruin their day. Hoodies overhanging 10, blankets instead of boogie boards. Bundled up at the beach, but few complaints.
I will take this any day.
Marissa Johnson is visiting from Phoenix, where it's 100 degrees today. How's that for a little perspective?
Nothing to complain about. This is literally perfect weather. That's what California is, right? Perfect weather all year.
And it's not just visitors making the most of this Memorial Day weather. Locals know the July Fry will be here soon enough. And hey, you're at the beach, things definitely could be worse.
To be honest with you, frankly, I don't care if it rains or whatever. If you're at the beach, you're at the beach. So if it rains, it rains. If it's cloudy, it's cloudy. If the sun's out, that's a bonus. But technically, I don't care.
We actually should be used to this. Memorial Day weekend is traditionally a mixed bag from Mother Nature. Check out this CBS 8 story from Memorial Day 1981.
The overcast did little to keep people from San Diego's most popular tourist attraction. Lifeguards say from Ocean Beach to Torrey Pines, some 30,000 people showed up.
Back to today, police had extra holiday patrols here, but they didn't have to worry about fights over parking spots, and lifeguards only had to watch a few people who were willing to brave the 64-degree water.
That's why they call it May Gray, June gloom.
Skylar McManus is a manager at Hamels. You'd think businesses would be bummed by the cloud cover, but he's not.
And instead of selling t-shirts, we're selling a heck of a lot of hoodies. So there's that to be said.
And take a look at all the bikes on the boardwalk. His boogie boards may not be popular today, but the beach cruisers are taking his cash registers for a ride. And if you don't want to spend money, no problem. The people watching is always free.
Just come, relax, watch people, watch you crazy people film other people, you know, that sort of stuff.
Clearly with that crazy part, they were talking about a different news crew. By the way, the manager over at Hamels told me that he is bracing for a very busy summer. He expects San Diego to be extremely popular over the next few months. Carlo and Marcella.
Thanks, Steve, for that look of people out at the beach. So is that overcast and cooler weather going to stick around as the work week picks back up and we head into June?
Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis joins us now with the first look at our microclimate forecast. And we should just get used to it is what I'm getting from you.
Pretty much. The only thing that's unusual about this weather is the cooler than usual temperatures because we have an area of low pressure that's nearby. Okay. So that's what's unusual about this. But this is May, so it does get gray. We had those coastal eddies that deepen that marine layer. So what we're talking about is the fact that we still have that marine layer that's just socked in west of the mountains. So we're going to continue to have the cloud cover sticking around as we go into the forecast as we transition into June. So we're going from May gray to June gloom. You're talking 63 degrees for downtown, also some light winds out of the west northwest at about 6 miles per hour. So that cloud cover, yeah, not much of a budge in that for today. West of the mountains, we kept it going strong, didn't see much sunshine. If you wanted to see sunshine, mountain peaks in the desert, that's where you had to be. So taking a look also at some rain. We did have some light rain that fell, and so showers and light rain in the forecast with deepening of the marine layer and that area of low pressure nearby. That's going to be over the next couple of nights and mornings. So we had 0.05 of an inch, and that was earlier today, this morning for Escondido, 1/100 of an inch for Julian, the same for Rancho Bernardo. Carlsbad was at 0.03 of an inch. So we are still looking at a chance for some light showers, cooler than usual temperatures, and then, as I mentioned, transitioning into June gloom. So we'll take a look at your complete forecast coming up. Marcella?
Who died in service.
This Memorial Day, families and veterans in San Diego are remembering those who died during service. Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery held its 123rd memorial service. Veterans and staff from the Travis Manion Foundation placed handcrafted tokens of remembrances on headstones there. At the same time, people in Mount Soledad honored a World War II Navy pilot, Walter Mintus, also known as Uncle Bert, who went missing in action. The nonprofit Project Recover found his remains in 2016 and returned them to his family in Pennsylvania.
The USS Midway Museum has been remembering the fallen all weekend long, but today doesn't show up for a special ceremony. There was a moment of silence a few hours ago, and San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria was there taking part in a wreath-laying ceremony. He says this is an especially important day here because San Diego is a military town. Today's guest speaker, Captain Tamara Graham, an aviator herself, honored the hard work of the first women to be pilots in the Navy.
Now to National City, to one of San Diego's oldest and most historic cemeteries.
La Vista Memorial Park and Mortuary and National City hosted their Memorial Day ceremony for the first time since the pandemic. CBS 8's Anna Laurel joins us from La Vista Memorial Park tonight. Anna?
Hi guys, this is a 40-acre cemetery and every veteran's gravestone has an American flag on it today. I spoke with a Gold Star family earlier. They tell me the most important thing for them is that people remember their loved one who was killed. And out here today, that's just what they did.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
My dad was in the service, and so we always come and try to bring flowers and just sit and just reminisce and talk.
Michael and Linda Smith came to La Vista Memorial Park and laid flowers at Linda's parents' grave. Her dad was a Korean War veteran.
He was a tanker, and he was also a point man. He would go out and he would tell me all these stories about being in the Korean War. It was pretty rough. I know he went through a lot of PTSD.
She says it's comforting to see the crowd at La Vista remembering veterans and honoring those who died in service.
I was over there 8 times.
Ben Valu served 8 tours in Vietnam. He was at today's event to represent the friends he lost who were with the Pearl Harbor Survivors Association. He wants people to remember their stories.
He was a Navy diver, 18, 19 years old, so even the days after the Pearl Harbor, he was diving down to recover bodies and unspent ammunition. Things like that I remember. He never became good friends.
$13 a month in 1861.
Daniel Sutton is a high school history teacher and a Civil War reenactor. 30 Civil War veterans are buried at La Vista Memorial Park, and today's event was a special tribute to them. Americans started observing Memorial Day because of the Civil War, when more than 620,000 were killed.
As Americans, we need to hold on to our past, and we need to appreciate the good and the bad all at the same time. Otherwise, we can't grow as a nation.
Holding on to the past, not letting veterans who died in service during peace and war be forgotten. And back out here live, you're looking at the flag that's flying half-staff here at the Memorial Park. This is where the ceremony was earlier today. There were, I would say, at least a couple hundred people and more people showing up all afternoon. They had a big cookout. It really, I have to say, it was a beautiful service, and we met just some lovely people connected here to National City and to the people buried here. live out at La Vista Memorial Park. This is Anna Laurel for CBS 8. Marcella.
Such a great showing of support, Anna, for our veterans out there. You did mention that all of the graves have an American flag there. Who put those there?
Yeah, you know what? So I mentioned this is a 40-acre park. It's huge. And the California Army National Guard came out here Friday and made sure that every gravestone at a veteran's grave has an American flag. So they took the time and did that to be ready for today.
So beautiful. Thanks so much for a look at that tribute, Anna.
We were talking about this. It's a day to honor and remember. You lost your father to cancer. He served in Vietnam and was exposed to Agent Orange. But it's also a time to get together and celebrate the freedoms that they fought for us and to be with each other. And that's one of the things it's turned into.
And I think that's why we've had the debate in our newsroom. We talk about it every year. People say, is it okay to say Happy Memorial Day? And I think in general, it's okay. It's okay because if you say it with gratitude for the men and women who lost their lives to give us the freedoms that we have a day where we can all get together with family and celebrate and the meaning's not lost, then by all means it can be a Happy Memorial Day.
Keep that space in your heart. Maybe take a moment or two to honor and remember those, and then enjoy being where we are.
Yeah, exactly.
It is Memorial Day, and a tradition here at CBS 8. Sean Stiles fires up the grill.
He has made it a Happy Memorial Day for me because he's been busy all through the evening on our patio, which is just outside of the back of our studio. And Sean, you gave me, I snuck out there and I said, can I have a little taste test? And at first he's like, no. I'm saving this for the 6 o'clock show. And I was like, come on, Sean, just
you're not supposed to tell, Marcella.
Teeny little sliver. It was really good.
It's our secret. All right, I'm going to get the rest of this beef on the grill. This is our mule kick rub that we made. We're doing it over a little bit of chicken. It's got some great herbs and spices in there: garlic, cumin, ancho chili, black pepper. I've got my grill on high while I put this on. I've already had some meat on here already, and I'm going to pull a little bit of bread off the grill right here. This is going to be very hot. We're going to put the lid down so that keeps cooking. And I'm going to let that bread cool just a moment because it's too hot to handle. I've got my chopped salad here, which is just an array of Mediterranean things from chickpeas, artichokes, English cucumbers, red onions, Kalamata olives. We throw that in upside down. I've got my romaine lettuce underneath. And this is the homemade vinaigrette. This recipe and all these recipes are on our website. I'm going to take that, throw it over the top. This will hold nicely, so if you want to go to a party, you can do that. Give that a nice toss, and all the great ingredients are coming to the top there. And then on top of this, I'm going to take a little bit of feta cheese and put that over the top. So there's your salad. That's looking pretty good. Let's put these heroes together, these sandwiches. So I've grilled my sirloin. I've sliced it nice and thin here. I'm going to open up my bread. You can see it's steaming hot there inside, and that's part of what makes this so great. A little bit of that aioli over the top, and that's going to make things really tasty there. So if I can just get it to come out, which it's not, of course, on camera. So we'll just improvise. A little bit of aioli on the inside, and then we take our shaved sirloin that I picked up, and that mule kick rub that I put over the top of that is going to go on the inside. And I've grilled some peppers and onions. We'll put that nicely in there so it covers the bread. And what I like about this dish, or serving at a party, is you go ahead and you make this up, and then you just put it out there and let people carve off what they want. My grilled peppers, these are the sweet red peppers, yellow peppers, and orange peppers, so they're not hot. Leave a little bit of seeds in there for a little bit of the kick. Put that in there, and then I grilled up some red onions, put those over the top like so, and then I'm going to come back with that ancho chili sauce that I made and put that over the top. A little squeeze like that. Take it and stack it like that. You put this out for people to come up. They come walking up and they just carve themselves off a nice little sandwich like that. And there you go. That is Grilling with Style. It's casual elegance. It is a grilled sirloin hero with a chipotle aioli on top, grilled onions and peppers, and you've got your chopped Mediterranean salad to go with that. And if you're really good and eat all your dinner, We've got this coming your way in the second half hour. This is a fresh berry crumble that we bake in advance and warm up on the grill.
Gosh, that looks...
Carla, did you...
It's like you cooked for me specially today, Sean. I'll be honest. It's everything I just love.
We can smell it too.
And ice cream on top of this.
Absolutely. You're gonna have to show me how you make your crumble, because in the iron skillet, I got a couple of those big skillets. I definitely need to make one of those.
I think we need to try.
You got it, baby.
Thanks, Sean.
We didn't get that dessert. I didn't get that dessert yet.
Okay, well, he's got some for you. Still ahead tonight. A history lesson on the origin of observing Memorial Day.
And up next, efforts tonight to rally House support for a debt ceiling compromise.